Akira was released on July 16th, 1988. And if you are unaware, today is July 16th, 2023, marking 35 years since the release of this stunning movie. So as a show of appreciation for this work of perfection, I decided to make this video. This video is going to be around 8 minutes of me recapping and fangasming over something I believe to be one of the best movies ever made. Not just from animation, but from all types of media. Akira is one of, if not the most talked about anime movie of all time. Even today, you still hear people talking about how ahead of its time it really was. This video is just one of many I'm sure you will see today. So without wasting any more of your time, let's jump right into it. Akira is set in Japan in the year 1988. The Japanese government drops an atomic bomb on Tokyo after an ESP experiments on children go awry. In 2019, 31 years after the nuking of the city, Kaneda, a bike gang leader, tries to save his friend, Tetsuo, from a secret government project. He battles anti-government activists, greedy politicians, irresponsible scientists, and a powerful military leader, until Tetsuo's supernatural powers suddenly manifest. The story then shifts to Tetsuo now having to come to terms with how different a person he is now compared to what he was before. Tetsuo is battling to learn to control his newly gotten abilities, so as to not harm his dear and close friends. While on the other hand we have Kaneda, who is trying desperately to stop Tetsuo and Akira from destroying Neo Tokyo once again. This is just a little of what you will get when watching Akira. Now a quick side note I must mention before I continue this video. Akira, the movie, and Akira, the manga, both have different endings. In fact, the ending of the Akira film is actually a film original ending. Although they may have different endings, they were both created by the same person, Otomo Katsuhiro. Otomo Katsuhiro was not only the screenplay writer, but also the director and the co-producer of the film. This meant he had the freedom and control to do the film in the way he saw fit. Most fans of both the manga and anime see the film to be the real canonical ending, saying that it exists in a different universe. The events in the manga and film aren't too different, it's really just the endings that differ. You see, the film only adapts the first half of the manga, leaving the second half of the film to be an original ending created by Katsuhiro himself. I personally believe Katsuhiro did this so that the manga enjoyers and people who have read the manga can also sit down and enjoy the film as a different spin on the original story. But now with that out of the way, let's discuss the characters in the story. We mainly follow two characters by the names of Kaneda and Tetsuo. Kaneda, like I said earlier, is the leader of a biker gang, and Tetsuo is his best friend, who befalls a terrible bike accident. After this accident, Tetsuo gains telekinetic abilities from a mysterious character called Akira. The film then mostly follows Tetsuo as he battles with his inner demons to learn to control his newly gotten powers. All while Kaneda is desperately trying to stop him and Akira from destroying Neo Tokyo once again. Now one of the biggest mysteries in Akira is just who or what Akira actually is. We never actually meet Akira in the film, or find out much about him at all. Many believe this was done intentionally, so that you the viewer can gain your own understanding on what/who Akira is. In the manga they do go into great detail on Akira's identity, but that is mainly due to them having a lot more time to play around with ideas. Now I must say, aside from the different endings and the different takes on Akira's identity, there isn't much that sets the manga and anime apart. They are both absolutely amazing and both worth checking out if you have the time to do so. Now I personally prefer the movie over the manga, and I think the biggest reason for that is the use of sound in the film. You see, Akira has a limited but impactful catalogue of music that was composed by Soji Yamashiro and performed by Ganao Yamashiro Gumi. The music used was heavily inspired by traditional Indonesian gamelan, as well as traditional Japanese no music. You see, the mix of these two traditional styles really gives you, a viewer, a weird, atmospheric and intense feeling. And I think this is due to the historical music choice being thrown into a futuristic cyberpunk setting. These styles should clash and be unbearable to listen to. And in the beginning, it kinda is. But then you realize Akira may look like a futuristic cyberpunk world, but in fact it's actually a post-apocalyptic one, with high rates of crime and political problems around every corner. People are being conned and killed on a daily basis. They are doing everything they can just to get by. But speaking of deaths, let's just say Akira is not short or shy about showing the deaths of its characters. Akira is like most anime from the 80s and 90s, in which it is filled with sometimes over-the-top, gory deaths. Some of you younger viewers should be wary when checking this movie out. But now I would just like to take a moment to talk about the quality of animation that you will get from this movie, and how you can barely tell it was made pre-2000. If not for the obvious 80s art style, you could easily mistake this movie for being one of the highest budgeted anime movies out there. Its fluidity in the animation is astounding, and its use of bright, vibrant colors is something I don't think I've ever seen done before. It's something even modern anime studios would struggle to replicate if they tried. This is showcased best in the movie's opening scene, where we see Kaneda, the leader of the biker gang, going through the streets of Neo-Tokyo, with the other gang members following close behind. As you can see, Osamu Katsuhiro uses these bright colors in a way I don't believe you've ever seen before. And remember, this was in the 80s, where nothing like this was even being mentioned, let alone attempted. Akira has changed a lot of the way studios approach their movies, and studios have even copied elements of Akira in the use of their own movies. Akira is and will always be a pinnacle in the anime world. It's something the creation team should be very proud of themselves for making. Now remember, this movie is believed by many a film critic to be not only one of the best Japanese animation movies to exist, but one of the absolute best films to ever have been made. Now that speaks volumes when you think about the negative outlook most film critics have on Japanese media. For a Japanese animation to have been made in the 80s and still be critically acclaimed as one of the best movies to ever exist worldwide, it really shows just how good this movie actually is. But with all that said, I would just like to reiterate one more time that no matter your opinion on 80s anime and art, you really should take the time to sit back and try this movie for yourself. This movie has been one of my favorite movies to rewatch over the years, and honestly, I'm still shocked it's been 35 years already. But anyway, that's going to do it for me in this video. I hope you check out Akira and enjoy it as much as I did. Happy birthday, Akira, and peace.